Just days after the left had a public diabolical meltdown over American Eagle Jeans ad featuring Sydney Sweeney, Levi Jeans has come up with their very own featuring Beyonce.
White tee, give these blues is in my jeans. On my sister on Celestine. Got light shining through the in-between. Got gaps settle his leather seats. Give me a sexy little thing. Snap a picture, bring it on. Know you wish you were my Levi's jeans. When it's popping out your phone.
Now, what is that I hear? Yes, it's the sound of silence. Not a peep from the usual perpetually outraged. Joining me now is host of Power Hour on Sky News' digital platforms, Gabriella Power. Gabriella, good to see you. So when a white woman poses with jeans, there's a big outrage, but not when it's a woman of colour. What does this say about the left?
Isn't that interesting? Just the left and the hypocrisy, it is absolutely outrageous. I mean, when Sydney Sweeney took part in that American Eagle campaign, the left had a meltdown. There were women crying into their mobile phones, accusing her of Nazi propaganda. And it wasn't just these kind of unhinged, crazy lefty TikTokers. It was also the left-wing media that were really pushing this narrative. I mean, MSNBC had an opinion piece and the headline was, Sydney Sweeney's ad shows an unbridled cultural shift towards whiteness, and went on to describe the ad as dangerous and damaging. And our media here in Australia was just as bad. The Sydney Morning Herald had a piece on it as well. They featured this marketing expert that also claimed that that ad was not a smart business move and not a good societal move either, which is bizarre, seeing as American Eagle shares just shot up by 20%. And then, of course, now we've seen this ad, the Beyonce ad, and there's silence. There's no problem with it, just praise for it. But this is getting called out online. Plenty of people are pointing out the hypocrisy. You know, people are writing, so Beyonce can pose in Levi jeans and it's art, but when a white woman does it, it's a national crisis. But it's funny, you know, we heard earlier in the week President Trump back Sydney Sweeney in, and I think so many people were just so happy to see that ad be so successful, because it really declares that the end of woke culture, woke is dead, and, you know, Sydney Sweeney and a bit of hotness is back.
100% it is, and you know what? I just think a lot of these women are very jealous of Sydney Sweeney. They're very jealous. So, and sex sells. Like, you know, that's just the
and
way
it really does.
And
you can't lie in those numbers.
Now, look, the wife of Amazon billionaire Jeff Bezos, she's not shy, never one to run away from the camera. Lauren Sanchez has been spotted on the dance floor in Ibiza this week, dancing up a storm, but same can't be said for her husband. Have a look. Well, Gabriella, I mean, what's the old saying? Happy wife, happy life. He doesn't want to be there, but he's giving it a crack at least.
He does not want to be there. He looks like he would rather be absolutely anywhere else. But I feel like looking at that clip, some women would probably be able to relate to it. Maybe not dancing with a billionaire, but being able to relate about being out on the dance floor. And so many women love to get into it and bust out the moves. And sometimes there are just men there that clearly don't want to be there. They should maybe go get a drink in the bar or be anywhere else. But, you know, the newlyweds living it up in Ibiza. Of course, this comes after their $50 million wedding in Venice, and they've been travelling around a super yacht in Spain as they do. They caught up with Leonardo DiCaprio on Sunday and his girlfriend, and now, you know, it appears as though they're pretty happy, or at least Lauren is very happy on the dance floor.
She's loving it. She's having a great time on the dance floor. Look, he gave it a go. That's all we can expect, right? He gave it a fair shot. Now, look, let's talk royals. Prince Harry could face further action over claims of bullying and misogyny from the leaders of the African charity he set up. The Charity Commission yesterday found no evidence of widespread or systemic bullying or harassment, including misogyny, after its investigation into Senator Bale. Gabriella, the Commission still criticised all parties involved. It just seems like this is not going to go away anytime soon.
No, I don't think it will. As you remember, back in March, Dr. Sophie Chandaka, the chair of Centre Bale, accused Harry of presiding over a culture of racism, misogyny and bullying at scale. And as you say, the Charity Commission said it found no evidence to support the allegations after this investigation, but both sides were criticised for letting this boardroom battle really play out publicly. And Centre Bale suggested that it may take further action as the regulator didn't have the power to investigate specific allegations of bullying or misogyny against individuals. And so, look, there could be more to come from this. The thing is with Harry, even though it may be well-intentioned, you know, we know that he set up this charity in memory of his late mother, Princess Diana, but with Harry, there just almost always seems to be this trail of toxicity that he leaves behind.
Always it follows him around. And also Prince Harry's late night raging phone calls over that bullying crisis have been revealed. The Daily Mail saying Harry was utterly devastated, spending hours on the phone from California to supporters late into the night, raging about a hostile takeover of his life's work, Gabriella.
Yeah, that's right. Harry once again playing the victim.
Always said it. Yep.
How bizarre is that?
Yeah.
So sources say that Harry spent hours on the phone saying he's devastated. You know, he's been raging about this hostile takeover of his life's work, he claims. But as we know that Dr. Sophie Chandorka accused him of waging this bullying at scale campaign against her. He has denied that. But the watchdog did acknowledge that there was a strong perception of ill treatment by those involved. So, look, this saga has played out for quite a while now, and the bitterness between the two camps, many are kind of indicating or privately predicting that it means that, or it could mean, I should say, that the charity might not be able to survive this.
All right, well, stand by. But yeah, you're right. The victim has always, Prince Harry standard. Gabriella Power, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us on the show this evening.